Wait, just switch the Wait, is this silent? Because it's silent one. Well, silent two. But this one only has Bohemian. Are they gonna play? Oh. And it doesn't have Autumn Bowers. She's not gonna be here. Does it have Autumn Bowers first silence? No, it doesn't have either of them.
She's not gonna be here at all?
No, she's gonna be here in like 5 minutes. On the freeway.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Selfie with you guys.
Okay. Wait, Lisa, I'm not. She doesn't know. We don't have music for
That's a great picture. I'm gonna take another one, but I don't see it.
Sorry.
No, no, no. This, you don't have music for you.
Well,
yeah, I have your face.
If Matt's not here, you just gotta have
Can you do Autumn Bowles without her?
Yeah.
Then let's play.
Okay. Sarah, sit here. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love her. I love how it came untucked. I'm just gonna say we're playing Autumn Bowers. Oh no, I'm scared. I don't know. Can we just play right now?
We are.
No, is this in the way at all?
Oh, wait, right now?
Are you sure? Okay. Because I don't want to be in your way. We're good.
Go ahead.
Test. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The commencement ceremony will begin in 10 minutes.
Thank you to our fantastic middle school band and upper school orchestra, students conducted by Mr. Maurice Terrell. Please give them a round of applause as they make their departure. Now, please rise for the singing of the national anthem by the upper school choir, directed by Mr. Brandon Zale.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to the commencement exercises for the great class of 2019 from Rancho Solano Preparatory School. My name is Seth Alborn. It has been my great honor to serve as your headmaster this year. Please join me in giving a well-deserved round of applause to the best faculty in the Valley for preparing your children for this momentous occasion. On behalf of the entire Rancho community, I thank the parents, guardians, and families for your partnership in arriving at this grand celebration. Students, soon to be alumni, today really is the first day of the rest of your life. You have learned many skills and attitudes at Rancho, backed with academic muscle and a Mustang's heart and soul to do good in the world. Mustangs really built the West, and now it will be up to you, even more so from now on, how you invest yourself in each and every day, after a break from exams, of course. We will miss you, and for those of us who are older than you will remain frozen in time, etched in our memories, for whom you have become here at Rancho Solano. Please don't be a stranger to Rancho. Come back to visit and share with the classes below you and with your teachers what your education here continues to mean to you in your life. Your growth and development in post-secondary learning paves the way for those who are advancing behind you. Continue to be an advocate for Rancho as you step into your next adventures. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our Master of Ceremonies this afternoon, incoming Senior Class President of Rancho Solano Preparatory School, OSAS, Jinyao Zhu.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Jinyao Xu, but you can call me OSAS. Some of you may not know, but I am an international student from China, and this is my first year in Rancho and my fourth year in the United States. So please allow me to begin the ceremony by quoting a word from Dr. Spencer. The pursuit of easy makes people weak. So seniors, how was it? Is it hard enough? I believe that over the past 4 years, you guys went through days of joy, days of sorrow, days of honor, and days of disgrace. Maybe some of you were once struggling with grades. Maybe some of you have found it hard in assimilating into the US culture due to language barriers. Maybe some of you have received numerous academic or athletic awards, and maybe some of you established lifelong friendships with your classmates. However, all of you would most likely experienced all 4 of the above and maybe even more. So let's take a closer look. Do you still remember remember the name of the poems that you spent hours annotating? Do you still remember the frustration of finding resources for your extended essay? Do you still remember the day when you or your team won the first game of the season? Or do you still remember the one or ones that you have ever crushed on? Like Robert Frost said, "The down goes down today, and nothing gold can stay." I feel sad to witness the reality of the class of 2019 will soon become a part of Rancho's history. At the same time, I am glad to see that all of our amazing seniors graduated with their dreams fulfilled for either completing the full IB diploma successfully or getting admitted to their favorite colleges to pursue knowledge at an advanced level. Seniors, I know all the achievement that you have made today is not a result of luck, but the result of your endless commitment and dedication. Still, as Mr. Berman says before every single math exam, if luck has something to do with this, then I wish you the best luck in making your futures incomparable and outstanding. Congratulations, everyone, and have fun in college. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Gordon Brown to the podium to introduce the department chairs and the presentation of the subject awards.
Good afternoon. The goal for all graduating Rancho Solano students is to encompass the Rancho 5 attributes, traits that ensure personal success of our graduates. They are caring, open-minded, principled, communicative, and reflective. At this event, we are celebrating the academic and personal success of all of our graduates. And one of the best parts of success is recognizing greatness. I would like to now invite up the following faculty members to present their subject area awards. Mr. Ryan McLeod for mathematics, Dr. Dane Spencer for English, Mr. Ted Strickland for history, Mrs. Katie Poole for health, Mr. Chris Cotilla for science, Mr. Brandon Zale for performing arts, Mr. Carl Varnado for fine arts, Ms. Marianne Valente for World Languages. Ryan McLeod.
The Mathematics Subject Award each year goes to the student who exceeds expectations, is creative in their approach to problem solving, and perseveres in the face of challenge. This student also possesses a curiosity and grit that led to significant academic success. This year, the Mathematics Award goes to Dhruv Khosla.
The English Subject Award each year goes to the student who demonstrates exceptional micro and meta thinking mingled with devotion to critical inquiry in English. Aside from significant academic success in English subject areas, this student also shows a devotion to intellectual exploration and multi-layered perspectival approaches to knowledge. This year, the English Award goes to Dhruv Khosla.
The History Subject Award each year goes to the student who demonstrates exceptional critical thinking skills and has extraordinary ability to view the actions and events of the world from all possible perspectives. This student also shows devotion to investigatory research accompanied by thorough analytical evaluations. This year, the History Award goes to Kylie Nicole Head.
The Physical Education and Health Award each year goes to students who demonstrate a positive attitude, strong character, and a passion to improve themselves and others in the area of health and fitness. This person poses a willingness to step out of their comfort zone and foster teamwork among his or her peers. This year, award goes to Allie Payne.
The Science Subject Award each year goes to the student who exceeds expectations in innovative and skilled in laboratory design and demonstrates passion for research. It is my pleasure to present the Science Award to Dhruv Khosla.
The Performing Arts Award each year goes to the student who demonstrates creativity in composition, dedication to their craft, and exceptional technical performance. This student also exhibits remarkable leadership and collaboration skills that support the performance discipline. It is my pleasure to present the Performing Arts Award to Allie Payne.
The Visual and Media Arts Award each year goes to the student who brings their own passion, creativity, and ingenuity to the subject matters. This student demonstrates great technical competence the ability to create a cohesive body of work, which is connected stylistically and conceptually. It is my pleasure to present the Fine Arts Subject Award and the Visual Arts Media Arts Award to Yu A He.
The World Languages. The World Language Subject Award each year goes to the student who makes the greatest effort and demonstrate outstanding performance in the acquisition of foreign languages. The student also contributes to the international communication, maximizes understanding of cultural heritage, and embraces the spirit of world cultures. This year, the World Language Subject Award goes to our student in Mandarin, Guillermo de Fernando Valido. Felicidades, Guillermo.
And now I would like to invite Mr. Seth Alborn to present the Masstown Award.
The Mustang Award is given to one graduating senior each year who best exemplifies the aspirations that RSPS has for its students. The aspirations are related to all aspects of life for which we work to help these students achieve success. The Mustang Award is considered to be the highest honor that Rancho Solano Preparatory School bestows upon its students. It is with great pride I announce the 2019 Mustang Award recipient, Allie Payne.
Now, for your listening pleasure, I am very pleased to introduce the upper school choir who will be singing Oceans and Stars, written by Amy F. Burnham. Let's give another round of applause for the awesome upper school choir performance. And now, Mr. Brown will present the award to our salutatorian for the class of 2019.
The salutatorian is the student who achieves the second highest GPA over their 4 years in high school. This young lady has worked very hard to earn this award and has done so with a positive attitude and a humble and confidence about her. Would you please give a big round of applause for Kylie Nicole Head.
So I'm sorry if I start crying, just letting you know ahead of time. Okay. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. This may be an overused expression, but as cliche as it is, it's true, and it most definitely describes my years here at Rancho. Welcome families, faculty, and graduates. My name is Kylie Head, and I'll start by giving you a brief overview of who I am. I've been at Rancho since I was 3, making this my 15th year here. Next year, I will be attending Barrett the Honors College at Arizona State University to study conservation biology and ecology. Although I sound like a total tree hugger, I know that this is the right path for me. To begin, I was fortunate to grow up going to a school with such a welcoming environment that allowed me to thrive academically. My 4 years in high school have, quite frankly, been a whirlwind of emotions, and I'm sure any senior could attest to that. I remember from freshman year where I had infotech with Drew, and I was able to form a great relationship with him after heartily talking to him for most of middle school. Although he may now think that I'm a communist, which I'm not, it's a fond memory that I have for the rest of my life. And I'm proud to say that he's my president now, and I'd like to congratulate him on receiving the honor of valedictorian. Following infotech, I had personal finance with Colton, the new kid at the time, and I had more fun in that class than I should have. Mrs. Brentwood was our teacher, and if any of you remember, she loved to talk about herself, so whenever we were burnt out on the material, we would just ask her to tell a story, and then that would be taken care of. In terms of critical years, I think my freshman and senior year were the most important years of my high school career. Freshman year, I lost most of my best friends to other high schools, but I also formed some of the best and closest relationships with people that I have had so far in my life. This senior year was the most difficult so far, mainly academically due to the challenging nature of the IB. But with the challenges also came personal growth and skills that I will be able to take with me to university next year. This year also let me form closer relationships with my best friends, with whom I got to experience many adventures. I'm also thrilled to say that I'll be able to remain friends with them as we'll be continuing on to ASU together. Lastly, I'd like to thank a multitude of people. Firstly, I would like to thank Mrs. McCarty for organizing this beautiful graduation and also for continuing to grow my writing skills and giving me the motivation to finish the IB diploma. Next, I'd like to thank Mr. Varnado and Dr. Spencer for being such fun yearbook coordinators in 8th grade and for always providing me with stimulating discussions that honestly hurt my head and pushed me to think outside of my comfort zone. Thank you to Mr. Berman for not letting me drop HL Math after I had a breakdown, because that was probably my best IB-related decision, as I learned more math from you than I could have imagined and now have a healthy love for the subject, as crazy as that sounds. Thank you to Mr. Stilliard for being such a helpful IB coordinator, making the whole process as smooth as possible, as well as making freshman history quite interesting to say the least. Thank you to Madame for being an amazing French teacher and great advice giver. Thank you to Ms. Mitchell for making sure that the college application process was easy and stress-free, and for all the chocolate. And I know she's not here, but thank you to Mrs. Bromfield for also providing chocolate and being a fun Mu Alpha Theta sponsor and junior advisor. Thank you to all the rest of the faculty that has helped me develop as a person. If I listed everyone here, we'd be here for hours. Next, thank you to Gabby for being the best friend I could ask for. I look forward to going to ASU with you and can't wait for the many adventures to come. Along with Gabby, I'd like to thank her parents, who always provided me a second home. Thank you to my parents and brother for always motivating and encouraging me to be and do my best throughout high school, with a special thanks to my mom for being the best thing that has happened to the school. Finally, I would like to thank all of the class of 2019. You have all individually helped me on my journey throughout high school, and I know you will go on to do great things. I'm sad that this journey is ending, but this is the beginning of the rest of our lives. So I say this to all of you: go out and put good things into the world. The best way to predict the future is by creating it. Thank you.
Now again, for your listening pleasure, I am very pleased to introduce our awesome student, Drew Koslaw, who will perform part of his first movement of, Felix Mendelssohn's Violin Concerto in E minor. Thank you, Drew, for your awesome violin performance. And now it is my great honor to introduce you our keynote speaker for the evening. In recent years, we began a tradition of selecting the keynote speaker for this momentous occasion Each year, the senior class nominates a faculty members that they wish to hear address them on their big day. Tonight's speaker, Mr. Marco Garbarino, began teaching at Rancho Solano in 2017 and will be the IB coordinator in the fall of 2019. Currently, he is a teacher of economics, growing up in Italy and the San Francisco Bay Area. Mr. Garbarino earned a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of California, Berkeley, and received his MBA from St. Mary's College of California. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce the 2019 student-nominated keynote speaker, Mr. Marco Garbarino.
Good evening, Headmaster Alborn, Principal Brown, Principal Grothy, Principal Clark, Mrs. McCarty, family and friends of the graduates, ladies and gentlemen of the Rancho Solano class of 2019. It is truly my honor that you've chosen me to speak today on your graduation, and I thank you all for that. Commencement, from the French word commencer, loosely means a beginning, an act or a fact of coming into existence. Although this is a very heartwarming sentiment, does it subtly suggest that the last 13 years of your life have just been bench warmers in the game of life? But before I explore this, can I just address the white elephant in the room? Clowns. How are they still at children's birthday parties? And why did parents collectively decide that this was a good thing? I throw this in the same category as freakishly large Easter bunnies that are at malls during these events and holidays, and watching parents confused while they thrust their 3-year-old into the arms of this giant, abnormally proportioned bunny. But I digress. Where was I? Oh yes, was the last 13 years of your education just a total waste of time? That truly depends on you, because this is your life. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, future bosses, none of them. Ultimately, in the end, the life you lead is yours and yours alone. Now that might sound intimidating. Hey, Mr. G, I don't want to make the wrong choice. How will I know what major to choose? Career path, partner, life goals. I don't want to fail. I can't fail. My God, my parents just paid a fortune for a Rancho diploma. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. In reality, learn to fail, otherwise you will fail to learn. All my greatest accomplishments, adventures, relationships have all been from failures that took me on a path that I never saw and never knew. My teaching at Rancho and being a part of this community truly came out of the unfortunate collapse of the Tesseract Upper School. I moved from the Bay Area specifically to teach there, and I had the opportunity to teach a year, and then it closed. Completely uprooted and no school to teach, and that I was really passionate about, I stopped teaching. Yet through truly serendipitous events, I ended up here today, extremely content and fortunate to share this moment in time with all of you. So if this is your life, how will you define it? Does this mean that you must make this journey alone? Is it realistic that other people don't define it for you? Of course, family, friends, teachers, mentors all play a role. But is that what you will do with it depends really on how you take what they offer and define your journey. My father grew up in post-World War I. His mother had a second-grade education. My grandfather had a third-grade education. His playground was literally 2 steps outside the clothing shop that my grandparents owned. And if my grandfather wouldn't see my dad, he would literally whistle. And my dad would have to put 2 fingers out to show that he was still in that area. That was his world, were those 2 steps. His father, my grandfather, spent 6 years in the trenches in World War I. And he told my father and my uncle that it was fine to go to school up until 6th grade. After that, if they didn't succeed, they pretty much were going to work in the shop that my grandfather owned. My father would get up at 5 a.m. when he was in high school to listen to the BBC to learn English. And he forced his brother to get up an hour later to listen to German radio to learn German, because at that time he thought somebody in the family needed to know both languages depending on who won World War II. His path led him to Oxford on a Fulbright scholarship, and then to America for graduate school. And along the way, he had many mentors. He had many people that supported him, encouraged him. But ultimately, his life was his choice. None of his classmates ever made it out of the small town that we're from called Chiavari. They had the same circumstances, but different desires and different path. So how will you define your life? What will be the measure of success? Will it be symbolized by achieving wealth, material possessions, having the right partner, living in the right neighborhood, traveling the world, accumulating awards, accolades? It is naive to think that those things have no meaning. But in the end, does he or she who dies with the most toys win? Will you be remembered by the accumulation of things or something else? I suggest that it's something more. To truly see the soul of someone's character, one only need to look at how they treat those who will provide them with nothing in return. The host or hostess at a restaurant, yes, they seat you. The servers, of course, they bring you the food. But observe how people treat the perceived faceless at a restaurant, the busser, the dishwasher. That interaction will give you insight into yourself or anyone you observe interacting with them. Do the right thing when no one is watching. Why? Because that truly defines who you are and who you will be. As you make your way into the world, find your tribe. It can be anyone as long as they share the same moral compass and compassion as you. As the Dalai Lama shares, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. So my charge to you, the class of 2019, is to be defined by compassion for the world and especially for yourself. Because when you fail, and you will, use playful curiosity in your handling of those failures. Be as understanding and compassionate with yourself as you would those you love, and then share that with the world. As the Buddha says, your past mistakes are meant to guide you, not to define you. Don't compare your life to others. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time. Despite each of you being an individual with your hopes and dreams, collectively you embody the optimism and compassion that your generation brings to changing the world and making the planet a better place for yourselves and generations to come. A level of selflessness and concern for others defines this graduating class, and I'm proud to have been even a small part of your journey. You are the reason I teach, and never forget that. Congratulations.
It is rare to hear economics to talk about a moral lesson. Well, a lot of you guys know. But anyway, Mr. Garbarino did. So give him another round of applause for this last lesson on personality. And now, for your listening pleasure, I am very pleased to introduce the student, Addie Payne, who will be singing Photograph by Ed Sheeran. She'll be accompanied on piano by her mother, Mrs. Amber Payne.
Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. And when it gets hard, you know it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, hearts were never broken, time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. Loving can heal. Loving can mend your soul. And it's the only thing that I know. I swear it will get easier. Remember that with every piece of you. Ooh, and it's the only thing we take with us when we die. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, hearts are never broken, time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. And if you hurt me, that's okay, baby, only words bleed. Inside these pages, you just hold me, and I won't ever let you go. Wait for me to come home. 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 And you can fit me inside the necklace you bought when you were 16. Next to your heartbeat where I should be. Keep it deep within your soul. And if you hurt me, that's okay, baby, only words bleed. Inside these pages, you just hold me, and I won't ever let you go. When I'm away, I will remember how you kissed me under the lamppost back on 6th Street, hearing you whisper through the phone. Wait for me to come home.
Thank you, Ali Payne, for the awesome performance. Now, to be named the valedictorian is one of the highest academic honors that can be received upon the culmination at each level of education. At Rancho Solano, the valedictorian must have attained the highest grade point average across all 4 years of high school. We would now like to invite Mr. Gordon Brown to present the valedictorian award for the class of 2019.
I'm very pleased to invite up our valedictorian for the class of 2019, and a very special person to me as well, my man Drew Koslaw.
Mr. Alborn, Mr. Brown, faculty members, graduates, parents, students, and guests, it is my immense pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Rancho Solano's class of 2019. I don't know why I must speak after that heart-rending presentation by Ali Payne, but that was fantastic, and if I make it through the speech without breaking down and bawling over this microphone, it will be one of the greatest achievements of my life. I've spoken to the Rancho Solano students, parents, and faculty more times than I can possibly count on dozens of occasions, so I want the speech to be distinct from all others that I've given in the past. Therefore, I shall recite the general prologue from the Canterbury Tales for the remainder of my speech. Van dat April with the shores of Sota, drak the march. Okay, I hear the groaning from my fellow graduates, and I assure you I will not recite it, but Dr. Spencer, that poetry is still engraved in my mind, and if you want to hear it, I will be happy to recite it afterwards. I'm just joking, but today I would like to speak about something very different from classic British literature. The graduation of this particular class is a major milestone for Rancho Solano, as we are the first graduating class to have members pass from the 6th grade through the 12th grade at the Ventura campus. I hadn't forgotten this small detail, but when I was a 6th grader here, along with several of our other graduates, the facility that we are currently seated in was not even here. There was no gymnasium and there was no sand volleyball courts. So Rancho Solano has come a long way, and this class is reflective of that progress. Personally speaking, today marks the last of 11 long years at the Ventura at Rancho Solano for me, and I dare say that my time at this school has taught me quite a bit. I began my Rancho journey at the now closed Gilbert campus in 2nd grade, and I have changed immeasurably since then, not only in reference to my height and my good looks as time has passed, as you might expect, but also in terms of the things I value and my aspirations. Along the way, as I grew older and began pushing myself to experience new things, playing chess, performing in youth symphonies, and playing on a school tennis team, I was changed more than I realized at the time. Opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, presents itself at every stage in our lives, even when we don't realize it. There is no dearth of challenges facing humanity today. The knocking of climate change grows louder every second. Divisions between factions of society increase by the moment, and we seem to be beleaguered by government officials and entities lacking morality and empathy. To face these difficulties, the world is in need of ambitious yet balanced individuals, those who are willing to make personal sacrifices without expecting compensation in order to better the lives of many others. I am proud to announce that these 25 young, aspiring intellectuals are ready to undertake the challenges the world has set before them. However, I am even prouder to announce that it is not their task alone. Everyone who is present here today and who is not present with us has a responsibility to stoke the coals of ambition and determination with them, for the energy needed to overcome humanity's challenge at present will require a wildfire, not a few uncoordinated dysfunctional sparks. As much as we IB students might mock the IB learner profile and its charge that we be risk takers, it offers an important lesson. We must be ready to step forward and assume challenges that threaten to overwhelm us, to be brave enough for those that we are surrounded by, and to trust that we have the skills and grit to conquer these challenges. If these ideas scare you, then take comfort and solace in the fact that this charge is being led by these accomplished graduates seated in the front row in front of me, who are of very high character and who exemplify every conceivable system of values, whether it is our own Rancho 5 or the IB learner profile. No graduation ceremony would be complete without recognition of the graduates' achievements, and this group does not lack one bit in terms of accomplishment and diversity. For starters, this is the largest group of IB diploma candidates in a graduating class in Rancho Solano history, something that I believe deserves a hearty round of applause for. This is in no small part due to the efforts of Mr. Stilliard, one of the most competent IB coordinators on the globe, and to Mr. Brown and the administration for promoting the IB and teacher stability at the Ventura campus. However, credit shall be assigned where credit is due, and that is to the IB diploma candidates themselves, who have persisted and endured through 2 years of academic rigor comparable to the difficulty of college-level academics. We have slaved over extended essays, waded through the perilous and generally confusing haze of math internal assessments, completed CAS experiences without even realizing it, and spent months upon months on preparation for the dreaded IB exams, which will finally be completed tomorrow morning after our French ab initio warriors conquer their morning exams, after they've graduated. While I'm boasting about the academic accomplishments of the class seated before us, it must be said that every one of these graduating students, whether a full IB diploma candidate or not, has taken at least one IB course while at Rancho, something to be commended. Another thing that you have likely noticed by now, a feature of my compatriots that I cannot praise enough, is the incredible diversity that we display. Students from this class not only hail from the state of Arizona, but from other states within the continental United States, and an outstanding array of other countries: Belgium, China, Mexico, Vietnam, Spain, the Bahamas, and Canada, to name just a few. When we say that Rancho Solano is an international school that welcomes thinkers and scholars from all around the globe, we are not exaggerating one bit. Athletically speaking, this class's accomplishments are considerable and varied. Among our ranks are a member of the 2017-2018 Boys Basketball State Championship roster, a Male Athlete of the Year, a 2-time Female Athlete of the Year, a Boys Tennis Doubles State Quarterfinalist duo, and a Boys Golf State Championship contender, as well as countless MVP and blue and gold awards among the class. As if I haven't done enough boasting tonight, I'd like to point out that members of this graduating class are heavily involved with student organizations on campus, including Mu Alpha Theta, which is the National Math Honor Society, Student Government, the National Honor Society, and a multitude of clubs upon which they have left a lasting impact. Remarkably, this class has represented every single sport and athletic activity offered here at Rancho Solano, something that I don't believe has ever been done before. Almost exactly 2 years ago, I sat in the same orchestra. I sat in the same area where the orchestra was sitting today, and listened to the speech given by Josh Kaplan, valedictorian of Rancho Solano's class of 2017, in which he quoted, of all things, Hannah Montana. To keep the tradition going, while adding my own personal flair, I'd like to begin the most important section of my remarks by quoting the theme song of another legendary Disney Channel show, Austin and Ally. There's no way I could make it without you, be here without you, do it without you. I could easily take a few hours to thank everyone who has engaged with me over the course of my life to create the person who stands before you today, to thank all of those who invested their time, love, money, effort, smiles, and tears in me. However, my parents and brother keep telling me that I need to manage my time better once I reach college, and I'm sure anyone who has ever seen me eat a meal agrees. So, I will try to do my best to somehow compress all the gratitude I want to express into this speech. Firstly, I'd be committing some sort of a sin if I failed to thank those who are seated in the very first row in front of me, my classmates and fellow graduates. I've spent between the last year and the last 11 years with members of this class respectively, and I've enjoyed every second together. Whether it has been our class trips to destinations like Washington, D.C., Catalina Island, California, Boston, and New York, or turning up the heat on dance floor at homecoming and prom, or volunteering together at St. Vincent de Paul every year, I've had an absolute blast with all of you. And I hope that you will cherish the experiences we had and the memories we created together as fondly as I will. In particular, I'd like to thank a few of my longtime friends for always trusting and supporting me. Matisse, for always having my back in the tennis matches we won and lost together over 4 years together. Kylie, for being an amazing vice president and a true friend for 7 years. Caitlin, for being a fierce competitor, where is she? There she is, for being a fierce competitor and keeping me in line for 7 years, even if you did regard me as your arch nemesis. And to Allie Payne, for making me proud to know such a selfless, talented, and loyal person for 11 long years. In addition, I would like to thank my girlfriend Sonam for her constant support and love for me, and I believe she's watching the live stream of this. So hi Sonam, I love you. One of the most important and vital thanks that I feel compelled to give is to the outstanding collection of faculty members seated before me. Teaching is one of the noblest professions in existence. You have invested days, weeks, months, and even years into us, nurtured us almost as your own children, and done so without expecting the compensation that such an occupation should receive. However, your efforts have absolutely not been in vain. Every soon-to-be graduate here today, including myself, has learned tremendously from you, not only in terms of the curriculum you have bestowed upon us, but also the skills and knowledge that will help us succeed in our future endeavors. Forging personal connections with teachers here at Rancho has been one of the most enjoyable and memorable experiences of my life thus far. I will remember every joke I cracked about Mr. Berman's world-class freehand circle drawing skills, every extremely frustrating and scintillating TOK discussion with Dr. Spencer, every comforting smile from Miss Bobby Kennemer at the front desk, every riveting dramatic reading in Miss McCarty's IB English literature class, every disturbing yet enlightening movie we watched with Senora Valente, every farming joke Mr. Manessi cracked at my expense, every heart attack Mr. Brown gave me from crashing into the garage door in his G-Bird form, and every horrible pronunciation of English words by the Stillards like methane and Birmingham, to name a few. These memories and many, many more will remain with me, and I cannot thank the faculty members that I've been blessed to have as my teachers over the last 11 years enough. Additionally, I would like to thank and recognize Ms. McCarty for her involvement with the senior class and for planning and coordinating today's graduation ceremony so wonderfully. I've saved the largest and most emotional thanks for the last, and believe me when I say that the IB chemistry exam I took this morning was a breeze compared to trying not to sob all over the microphone at this moment. To my older brother, but you have been the best role model I could have possibly asked for. I followed in your footsteps in many regards throughout my life, and they have not led me astray, even though I've deviated from them and charted my own course. From playing countless hours of Wii together, to your infuriating yet incredibly deserved advice for me to practice violin more slowly and to master the notes, you've made my life very, very enjoyable. Both your successes and your failures have motivated me to work harder and to reach this point, although you might get irritated when I continue to remind you about the amount of valedictorians in the family. Mom and Dad, every birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, I wonder what I could possibly inscribe in a card that could tell you how unbelievably indebted I am to you, and every year that debt just keeps accumulating. From the moment you gave birth to me, Mom, all the way up to this very second, you have never stopped channeling your love and support into me, not for a second. Not when I was annoying you by complaining that I got a 99 on a test in Dr. Spencer's class instead of 100. Not when you baked in the sweltering heat to watch virtually every single high school tennis match and middle school tennis match that I've played. Not when you came to watch my cringeworthy Suzuki violin recitals when I was 3 and 4 years old. And not when you came, and not when I did something rude or thoughtless, which I do on occasion. You have helped me correct my mistakes, taught me more than anyone ever could have, and I credit everything that I have accomplished to this day to you. Thank you, and I love you. I'd like to conclude my lengthy remarks by offering 2 pieces of advice to my fellow graduates. First, be present and fully apply yourself in every moment possible. Time cannot be stopped or reversed, so it is in your benefit to take advantage of every opportunity that crosses your path and save the results your focus and presence will bring to you and produce. Second, do not become so fixated on a particular goal or outcome that it acts to the detriment of your well-being or that of those around you. This may seem highly ironic coming to you from a valedictorian, but I've realized that academic prowess, while impressive and satisfying, is not the only accomplishment worthy of seeking. Take this advice with you as you leap from this stage of your life to the next, and make us all proud. Before I relinquish the microphone for the final time as a Rancho Solano student, I would like to leave you with the parting riddle from the one and only Mr. Berman. Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? We may never solve this dilemma, but I can answer it with another. Yes, no, maybe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Drew, for your comprehensive speech. Hey, Drew, have you ever thought to name your speech, give it a name or title? Let me give you one. To what extent the Rancho Solano life made me get the valedictorian award? I wish Drew can give us one more science fact of the month, but you will give us next year, right? Alrighty. Seniors, your big moment is upon us. I would like to invite Mr. Seth Alborn and Mr. Gordon Brown to the podium.
What's up?
It is with great pleasure that we present the class of 2019. You can applaud. So that we may take this moment to congratulate you students one last time, I invite Mr. Marco Garbarino to the podium to read the graduates' names.
Dang, Thu, Dan. Dan does not yet know what she will do after high school, but she is happy to be a real grown-up lady. She is currently undecided about what she wants to study in college, but she promises to talk and smile more. She would like to say thank you to all her teachers. They are the best teachers ever, and thank you to her friends, Wendy, Amber, Zoe, Michelle, Christina, and my sister Kat. She wants them to know that she really loves them and thanks them for being crazy with her over the years.
Hold that louder.
Okay. Dang Kat Tuong. Kat has attended Rancho Solano since her junior year. She plans to go to UC Davis with a major in biology. Kat would like to thank her family, especially her mom and teachers and friends, for all their support during her school years. Guillermo de Fernando Valido. Guillermo has attended Rancho since his junior year. He plans on going to Universidad Pontificia de Comillas to pursue a business administration major. Guillermo would like to thank his family and friends, teachers and mentors for helping him become who he is today. Matisse Bernard Silken Deroux. Matisse has attended Rancho Solano since his freshman year. He plans on going to Arizona State University at the Barrett's Honors College while pursuing an aerospace engineering major. Matisse would like to thank the family, friends, and mentors who have helped him become who he is. Michael James Driver. Michael came to Rancho Solano for his senior year. He will be continuing his studies at Gonzaga University with a major in finance and economics and minor in political science. Michael would like to thank his family, friends, teacher for their support during his high school years. Delano Vincent Gargiulo. Delano has attended Rancho Solano since sixth grade. He's going to be attending Whittier College in California, where he will major in computer science. Delano would like to thank his family, friends, and teachers for their support through his years at Rancho. He Yu. Amber has attended Rancho Solano since her sophomore year. She will continue her studies at the University of Washington. Amber would like to thank her teachers, friends, and people who have helped her and supported her during her whole high school career. She also wants to express special thanks to her parents, her art teachers, Ms. Isurin and Ms. Sieg, her life guides, Mrs. Adams and Ms. Fizzler, and her besties, Wendy, Dan, and Kat. Kylie Nicole Head. Kylie has attended Rancho since she was 3. She plans on attending Barrett, the Honors College at Arizona State University, and will be majoring in conservation biology and ecology. Kylie would like to thank her parents, teachers, friends for supporting her throughout high school. Tara Jane Hines. Tara will be attending Azusa Pacific University and will be a part of the Azusa Pacific cheer team. Tara plans on majoring in cinematic arts with a minor in business. Tara would like to thank her friends, mentors, family, and especially her mom, stepdad, and sister for helping her. Axel Gabriel Hersted. Axel has attended Rancho since his sophomore year. He will continue his studies at ASU with a major in finance. Axel would like to thank his family and friends for all their support during his high school years. Drew Kosla. Drew has attended Rancho since second grade. He will be pursuing a major in neuroscience at the University of California, Los Angeles. Drew would like to thank his parents, his brother, teachers and friends, and his girlfriend for always supporting and loving him. Lei Ifan. Ifan has attended Rancho Solano since his freshman year. He plans on attending Purdue University with a double major in finance and economics. Ifan would like to thank the people who have helped and supported him. They made him become who he is today, including his parents, mentors, friends, and his girlfriend. Sophia Rose Linkus. Sophia has attended Rancho since she entered the 8th grade. She plans on attending the University of Oregon with a major in business and a minor in environmental studies. Sophia would like to thank her mom for endless love and support, along with her close friends who've helped her become who she is today. Cassandra Lou Martin. Cassandra came to Rancho Solano in 2014. She's excited to attend University of Arizona, where she'll pursue an architecture major. Cassandra would like to thank the people in her life that inspire her and support her unconditionally: her family, friends, boyfriend, and especially her grandparents. Justin Matthew Markson. Justin has attended Rancho Solano since his sophomore year. He plans on attending Arizona State University and majoring in information technology. Justin would like to thank his family, friends, and teachers for all their support through his high school years. Munkus Sajad Minhas. Munkus has attended Rancho since his freshman year. He will continue his studies at Arizona State University. Munkus would like to thank his family and friends, teachers, and coaches for all their support during school years. Zachary Baker Padovano. Zach has been a student at Rancho since his freshman year. He'll be going to ASU next year, where he will study psychology. He would like to thank his family and friends and everyone who's helped him succeed throughout his high school career. Allie Payne. Allie has been a student at Rancho Solano for 10 years. She plans to attend Arizona State University with a major in applied biological sciences after serving a mission for her church. Allie would like to express her gratitude towards her parents, siblings, extended family, friends, and teachers for their constant love, support given to her throughout her her high school career. Pham Phu Loc. Pham has attended Rancho Solano since his senior year. He has been accepted at the University of South Florida, but is still deciding. He will be majoring in chemical engineering. He would like to thank all of his friends, family, and teachers for helping him and supporting him during his high school years. Victor Anjanou Brasset. Victor has attended Rancho Solano since his freshman year. He plans on attending Arizona State University and will major in business. Victor would like to thank the people who have always supported him. This includes his brothers, sister, and best parents he could ever ask for. Alexander Pascal Risk. Alex has spent his last 3 years studying at Rancho. He will continue his studies at the W.P. Carey School of Business at ASU, majoring in sustainability. Alex would like to thank his teachers, family, and friends, and girlfriend for supporting and encouraging him throughout his high school career. Colton James Terry. Colton has attended Rancho Solano since his freshman year. He will continue his studies at ASU's W.P. Carey School of Business. While there, he will learn to further grow himself and his company at the country's #1 school for innovation. Gabriela Nicole Velez Cortier. Gabriela has attended Rancho Solano since the 6th grade. She plans on attending Arizona State University and will major in conservation biology and ecology. Gabriela would like to thank her parents, her family, and her friends for helping her to become who she is today. Caitlin Biggie Van Kolditz. Caitlin has attended Rancho Solano since pre-K. She is continuing her studies at Brandeis University, majoring in neuroscience psychology. Caitlin would like to thank her best friends, family, mentors for helping her achieve all her dreams. Juwan Jefferson Willie. Jay has attended Rancho Solano for his junior and senior year. He plans on going to Arizona State University, where he will continue to pursue his dream of professional soccer while studying business. Jay would like to thank his mother more than anything for sacrificing so much to allow his bright future, his amazing friends, and his teacher for all they've done for him. And finally, Yang Hao Kun. Andy has attended Rancho since his junior year. He will continue his studies at Pennsylvania State University, where he will study management and information systems. And he would like to thank his family, friends, and especially his teachers, and in particular Mrs. Adams, who helped him a lot during his time at Rancho. He would also like to thank his host mom, Miss Samuels, for all her love, care, and kindness. It's the time we've been waiting for. It's with great pleasure and with sorrow that you will be leaving me tonight, and I've enjoyed every single minute with every one of you. So I just want you to know that I send my love with you as you go, and I wish you the best. You've all completed and exceeded all necessary coursework as required by the state of Arizona and the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. It is now time to move your tassel. Once we stand, I'm gonna have you stand first. I bet, come and stand. It is now time to move your tassel from the left to the right. And with what every hope is for each one of our graduates, as you reach for the stars and while you keep your feet on the ground, we're going to now toss our hats in the air, and we're going to toss them straight up, and hopefully they come back down in your arms so you can take them forward. Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Graduating class of 2019.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke. Your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too. You're still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending today's event, and I wish you a great evening. Thank you so much.
It's like to be me, someone to face the day with, make it through all of the rest with, someone I always laugh with, even at my worst, my best with you. Yeah. Day